Hi, I'm Jana Eubank. We just celebrated our moms in the last lesson, but for this lesson, we're going to celebrate our dads. My dad actually gave me my love of paper, and so it's fitting that I'm going to use lots of it on this layout about our relationship. For today's project, we're going to be using the Adventure Awaits collection by Echo Park Paper. This collection looks like it would just be for little boys, but as you look at each of the patterns, they would work great for fathers too. For this layout, I have a single photo, and I want to make that the main focus of this page. So I'm going to do an L-shaped design where the two lines come together right where the photo is going to meet. These are the papers I'm going to work with. I've pulled out the plaids and the polka dots from the Adventure Awaits collection, and we're going to build some strips along the side. First, we'll add this cute plaid that has the white background with the blue and tan. And then we're going to cap that off with a piece of brown cardstock. This is a 1/2-inch strip. Now that we have one side of our L formed, we're going to place the polka dot paper along the bottom to form the other side of our L shape. The colors for this layout are very basic and very simple, but they're not boring. We just have shades of brown, white, and navy, but it's a very striking color scheme that is perfect for fathers. I'm going to place my photo on this brown gingham. But before I add this photo to the page, I want to dress up these plain brown cardstock strips. So I've die cut these rickrack shapes that I'm going to adhere right on top of the borders. Even though they're the same color, it just adds a little bit of texture and interest. I've added 3 of those rickrack borders, and you can see that there's a seam here and there's a space here, but don't worry about that because our photo is going to be covering it. Because I'm using a simple color scheme, I want to add lots of texture to this page. I'm going to use this texture die to add in a little bit of this mesh in black. I'm going to tuck this piece right in between our gingham layer and our photo. And just have it peeking out. Then I'll add the photo to the background. You can see that the L shape runs right through my dad's face, and that brings the focal point right to him. To continue with the texture, you can see that I've added some black and white twine here. I'm also going to use this wood circle die cut to place my title on over here on the left side of the photo, but I want it to stand out a bit more, so we're going to add some ink to it. We're using the Scrapbook.com stencil brush and the dark chocolate ink. We're just going to swirl this across our ink pad and then swirl it all across the die cut. Because this die cut comes with a coordinating embossing folder, we get lots of lifts and levels, and look at how that just shines as you put the ink across it. I've added some foam tape to the back. We're going to place it right here, and now we're ready to add our title letters on top. I've die cut these letters in both black and white, and I'm going to layer them on top of each other to give a shadow effect. Just using a little bit of liquid glue, I can add that there. And then it adds a nice pop of contrast, and it ties into our black and white photo. We're going to use this script die cut to add the word my on top of the word dad, so our title reads My Dad. Then to finish off this wood slice, we're going to add a little bit of wood with a wood button. I have my title here in the lower left-hand corner, and so I'm going to put my journaling up in the right-hand corner. Now that we've added our title and journaling, I want to create a visual triangle and do a little bit of embellishing right here in this corner. So I've die cut out these 2 stars, and I'm just going to overlap those right on top of the photo. Then I'm going to place some wood buttons to tie in with this wood button. I've got this large one and a small one. Now that we have the design of our page made, we're going to do something fun up in this corner. Like we added the distressing here with the ink on the wood slice, we're going to put some ink around the edge in the same way. So I'm going to put a piece of scratch paper on the table to protect my work surface, And then use the stencil brush and the chocolate ink to just swirl along the edges, just adding some distressing. You can do this to the pattern papers too. We have this empty corner up here, and I thought it would be fun to add more stars. Here's what it looks like. Don't be afraid to fill a space with a repeated pattern or a repeated shape like we've done here. And also, look how cute all these wood buttons look. Don't be afraid to use the whole package on one page. It's a lot of fun and adds a lot of impact. Buying gifts for dads for Father's Day can be one of the trickiest things to do. They have everything, it seems like. So this is what I like to do, is give them gift cards. But I want to present the gift cards in a fun and clever way. So here today we're going to make this matchbook style gift card holder that holds 4 different gift cards. You could give them a gift card to the car wash, to their favorite restaurants, or maybe their favorite home improvement store. To start making this, we're going to first create the cover. It looks like I have just a double-sided piece of paper, but what I've actually done is to give it a little bit more weight and make it a little more sturdy, I am adhering 2 pieces of pattern paper together. Just select 2 of your favorite patterns, cut them to the same size, and adhere them back to back. After adhering the paper together, we're going to trim each end just to make sure it has a clean cut. And I'm just going to take off 1/4 of an inch off the top and 1/4 of an inch off the bottom. Now we're going to score it to make the cover. We're going to start at the bottom and score it at 1 1/4 inch, then 1/4 inch, then we're going to go 5 1/4, and then 1 more 1/4 inch. Fold along the score lines, and you can see your cover beginning to take shape. The next thing we want to do is create the pockets for the inside to hold the gift cards. So I've cut 4 sheets of paper into varying heights, and then we're going to use the pocket punch board to create 4 pockets. You can see that 2 are taller and 2 are shorter. Before we place them inside of the matchbook cover, we're going to adhere the bottoms together so that they fit the width of the matchbook. Just add a little bit of hot glue. Hold it up to your book so you can see how wide it is, and add the one next to it. We'll put the 2 tall pockets in the back, and then we'll add the 2 shorter pockets in the front. Now we're ready to place them inside the matchbook. So open it up, place it down into the bottom, and then use your crocodile tool to punch 2 holes for the brads. We're punching them all at the same time to ensure that the holes line up. Once you have your holes punched, you can use a couple of decorative brads to secure everything into place. Then you can decorate the inside, add a few fun stickers and maybe a place to write a sentiment, and then of course, your gift cards. Close up your booklet, and now it's time to decorate the front. Again, we're going to use this wood slice that we used on our last project. You can see that I've already added the ink to it here, and we're going to add a shadow layer in this navy paper to just help it pop a little bit. So first add the navy, then the wood slice, and then we're going to do some fun layering. I've got this die cut circle that I used an embossing folder on. It makes it look like corrugated cardboard. Then we're going to layer stars together like we did on our layout. I've got this large navy star. Then I'm going to add the silver star. But first I want to mat it on this blue paper. So I'm going to cut around it with a pair of scissors, leaving about 1/8 of an inch. Add this star to the navy star, And then of course, you need that adorable wood button. To finish it off, just add a sprinkling of enamel dots and you're ready to give it to your dad. Thanks for watching! If you liked this video and want to see more from Scrapbook.com, please like, share, subscribe, and leave a message. Happiness is life handmade.